Hello again, everybody. Welcome to the 80-60 rule. I'm Mark, I'm 60.
My name is Greg and I'm 80.
Oh, wait a second. Last time we said that you were going to do this.
Well, it's just, well, we're good right now. We'll do it next time.
Okay, next time? Okay,
Next.
all right.
It's a minor thing,
just that's a production note. We can do that at the end. Okay.
We'll table that for our weekly staff meeting.
Yeah, our weekly staff member with our people, right?
Yeah. Table, yeah. Make sure you write this down.
Yeah, take a note, take a memo. All right. Anyway, it was a big week this week. A lot of stuff going on, but you once again, this is where we just get together and we both talk about things. Greg always says it's great to discuss stuff. It's great to have different sort of viewpoints and things like that. It keeps you healthy and invigorated and tuned into what's going on. So what's on your mind right off the bat, Greg?
Well, let me just say, the art of conversation is great to be able to converse with people, different views without being no hostilities, just to, well, whatever. You think this is blue or that's red, just whatever. That's a stupid comment what I just made.
But that's good. I'm wearing blue and you've got red on.
Yeah.
But that's not an indication of anything, right? That's just a coincidence.
No. Let me just say some things. This is upsetting to me. I don't mean like in my sports, Major League Baseball. I was watching the Chicago Cubs game against the New York Yankees, and what do I see? I see the announcers interviewing the third baseman for the Cubs on the field. He's got a mic as the game is being played. I think that's terrible. I think where's the focus? That's not right. I know it provides for the fans, but that's not right. I just don't think, like, wait a minute, this is a game. Don't leave the guy like just like I love football, and I don't like it when at the end of the first half you're running out with a microphone to ask the coach, what do you think about how you're behind 20 points? What should you do? I would just, if I were a coach, I just want to go in, go to a temper tantrum, tell what they're doing, throw some things around, go to the bathroom, and get ready to go. Come again. No,
not necessarily in that order, but yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, what is this? I know it's fan enjoyment, but I picture myself as a coach. What would you want to be as a
somebody stuck coach? A microphone? Yeah, right.
You could tell. Just look at the coaches' faces. You could tell. Okay, I'm the one. Okay, all right, come on.
Especially in football when they're coming off at halftime and
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. I mean, your thoughts, Mark?
Well, we talked about this briefly before, and I was like, yeah, I don't think they should do it while the play's going on. The dugout interviews in baseball are okay, but then I've changed my mind this week, and here's why. Just because
this wasn't at our staff meeting, Mark.
I know I'm throwing you a curveball. I'm throwing you.
Oh my gosh, I'm not good with curves.
You bail out on curves.
Okay.
No, I just think what the reason I changed my mind, because at first I said no, not during the play. The technology is there. It's just a little tiny earpiece. I think it falls upon the player to know when to like, cut it because like the pitch is on the way or something like that. I think it's pretty interesting when they're talking baseball. Like, I think it's interesting when they're saying, all right, let's see, we got two men on here. I got to be on my toes. I'm going to guard the line, something like that. That's okay, I think. It's when it comes into, they start talking about like, what they like to eat and all this other stuff while the play is going on. So I think they should just focus on the strategy of the game. That's okay because the technology is there. But I kind of get your point. But let me watch Sunday night, because they do it every Sunday night on the ESPN games. I'm going to watch and I'm going to see how it affects the game with a little closer eye this time. But like I said, I like it when they bring strategy into it, and then you kind of see what's the or if the catcher or if the player, whoever's got the earpiece, is saying, oh, he I thought that caught the outside corner from my vantage point. I like that sort of stuff, what they're seeing, not what they had for dinner last night or what restaurant they're gonna go to tonight. So anyway,
Boy, have you thought this out?
yeah,
Oh.
I spent a lot of time
Boy,
researching.
the advertisers are getting their butts,
Yeah, we don't just, but we dig deep. We drill down.
Yeah, you peel the onion, peel the onion, peel the onion.
Exactly. Yeah.
But I may ask you, see, I don't want these players to, what's the old, I'm trying to remember before I started talking. The moment when you're having a moment as a star, or it's
The moment
the,
when you're having a moment.
you know what I mean? Remember?
The moment when you're having a moment. Wait a
No,
second.
the,
Aha moment.
like on camera moment. There's a saying on that, like, that his,
Cameo?
huh?
Cameo? No.
No. It's something like we always talk about all the time. Not all the time. We don't talk about it, but it's just like,
It's out there. Okay.
well, I hope we have another week to think about this.
Okay.
I could be on my first agenda.
Right.
No, it's like,
Well,
like
wait a second. You're talking about the player
the player who's being
interviewed.
Yeah, and is she trying to be a star? And that's like the
Oh, right. Is he trying to like just create this like
yeah. So what's that called? Like you have your 5 minutes and
5 minutes of fame?
yeah.
Yeah, I think it's 15 minutes of fame. I think Andy Warhol said everybody's gonna have
Andy Warhol,
15 minutes of fame.
That's it, Andy Warhol. Yeah.
All
I don't
right.
want these people getting their thinking they're getting their 5 minutes of fame of it. Just talk about it afterwards. Like
Yeah, I can see your point. The one that you're talking about, I thought was especially painful or cringeworthy because it was like, oh, we get it. It's a cute little situation, but what's going on in the game? One of these times there is going to be an error. It's going to be hit right to them, and they're going to drop it, and it's going to be like, oh, it wasn't because of the earpiece, whatever. I don't know, but
and I wonder, does a coach say who can be on it? Not
probably the manager.
Yeah, the manager.
Probably, but like we talk about, there's all these sort of negotiations and contracts and all this stuff, and it's probably in ESPN's contract or their, the big negotiation for their coverage of we get to talk to a player during the game, and then it's probably up to the manager of who they're going to put out there. They probably give them a list. We'd like to talk to these 3 guys. Some of them are no brainers, some of them, Mike Trout, they did the other night. That was pretty cringeworthy too, because you could tell that Trout.
I didn't hear him at all.
Oh yeah, it was last Sunday. He was into it, but not in terms of like the being silly and looking for his 15 minutes of fame. He was into the game that was going on, and you could tell that he was kind of like didn't really want to indulge the announcers when they'd asked like sort of inane, stupid questions.
Yeah.
But he did want to get into what was going on for that game. So that's probably just a competitor in him, but. Meaning he wasn't like, they definitely wanted to talk to him, right? He would be the guy on the Angels. However, you could tell that he was like, okay, I'll do it, but I really don't want to. That's the vibe.
It's interesting you say that. I don't have a problem with issues with announcers, but it's interesting. I mean, the only announcer that I've had problems with in football, Drew Brees, was up.
Here you cut out. What'd you say? Drew Brees was what?
Drew Brees, terrible.
Oh, he was terrible?
Yeah, I think.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's not for everybody. It's not for everybody.
Oh, no. And he's gone. I mean, I'm just saying. I was just like, just don't show me a smile.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But if the announcers like for example, I'll forget somebody, but like I think the announcer for the Fox. Like John, he went to Michigan State. He played for the Atlanta Braves, pitcher.
Oh, John Schmaltz.
Smoltzy, yeah. He's good.
He's good. He's really good. He's really good because he's super smart and he just knows how to. He announces or he analyzes like he pitched, just like focused and really good. He's got some humor too, but really good.
Now, since I'm saying that, there's another thing I gotta be for. Sometimes the play guy feels he's got to talk all the time. It's like stop talking for 10 seconds. You don't have to fill everything up all the. Just
Right.
have some silence.
Right. Yeah.
Give me a chance to process something. Or just to leave me alone from hearing you.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Give me
It's
a
like
break.
okay, you're not getting. I'm not saying you didn't talk. Come here. That's enough of that.
They're
All
not
right.
getting paid by the word. So yeah.
I
Okay.
just want to make a comment, and I want to turn it over to you if you don't mind. Sports again. The Tampa Bay Lightning. I don't follow hockey as much as I should, but I think Tampa Bay Lightning going into the third championship playoffs is
Stanley Cup.
Stanley Cup is
They've won
Correct.
3. They've won 3. They're going for their 4th.
no.
Well, I'm talking about in the history of the team.
Okay. I think it's just incredible. You cannot do this in I thought, man, in NFL you can repeat, you can't repeat. But NFL or baseball, it's very hard to repeat.
Very hard.
Everybody's got to know, everybody's got to get healthy, although no injuries.
Yeah.
You can be so hot. I'm worried. I'm not worried, but the Yankees are doing terrific. What happens towards the end of the season when somebody else gets hot?
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Like right now, try and play the Phillies now.
Right.
Or is that something? Mo, couldn't believe this. The Braves, the Cubs, yesterday was like unbelievable. Yeah, I thought it would be a wipeout. 3 straight games. Watch, they could lose. The Braves could lose 2 out of 3.
Yeah. That was a great pitching match there. But anyway, back to the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Please.
They're it's pretty amazing. Hockey's really hard to repeat just because they've got their all their restraints with the salary cap. So you very rarely are able to hold on to the nucleus of your team for as long as it's not even that players come and go. So there is definitely something to be said about the coach, John Cooper. There's definitely something. Steven Stamkos has been the guy who's like the constant through all of this. Really a terrific player. Their Victor Hedman on defense. So they've got their nucleus, and they're able to hang on to them, which is pretty miraculous. Just because of the
Where's Stamkos from? Is he from another country?
I think he's from here. He might be Canada. Hold on a second. Where was Steven Stamkos born? Markham, Ontario. Yeah. So yeah, he's from Canada. He's a sniper, kind of, but and they've got a great goalie. So I think it has to do with a lot of the general manager, plugging in those parts in between, because of the salary cap. So pretty cool. They're down in the series 1-0 against Colorado. Colorado's another team. They're they're awesome. So it's
I gotta mention this. I talked to some of my friends who like hockey since Wednesday night, and I was watching the game, and I said, "My gosh, the difference between a regular season and the playoffs, the way they skate, the energy to get to the ball, totally, another stratosphere."
Yeah, exactly. Different. There's a huge difference between a game in, the first week of February, and when you get into June with the Stanley Cup. Huge difference in the tempo and the actually the strategy. Because you can't play for a tie in the Stanley Cup playoffs. So so hats off to them, because that's pretty impressive.
Thanks for that analysis, boy. And I'd like to also ask you, other than the only thing I the comment is I would take the money. Tell us about the golf tournament with Dubai, the LIV golf tournament.
Saudi Arabia.
The
Saudis are
the Saudis.
Yeah, LIV. You know what that stands for?
14. I don't know.
What?
No. No, I
Yeah,
don't.
well, you're close. It's a
Yeah.
Roman numeral, and it's 54. I think
54.
LIV is 54. And so the PGA, they play 4 days, right? Four
Yeah.
days, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday's the tournament in the PGA. This LIV Live or whatever golf league is 3 days. So it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So that's 54 holes. So that's where they got that name LIV, because it's 54 holes.
Okay.
And then, I guess the controversy is
That's very, whoever did that, that's very smart on them, isn't it?
Yeah.
Very, very,
right.
right,
Yeah,
right,
it is,
good.
it is. That's pretty smart. Do you mean the 3-day thing?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
agree.
LIV, out of thinking that, it makes you think why you're asking the question, why is that? And then you get the history. That's
Then
a
you
good marketing person.
Yeah, then you get to explain that yeah, exactly. The big controversy is that is it blood money? Because it's the Saudis that are banking this whole thing. So when you get people like Mickelson and Dustin Johnson, Dustin Johnson, especially one of the top guys in the PGA, bolting and going to this association, it's a thirst for money. You said you'd do it because you got to take the money when you can.
Yeah, yeah, well, you can. Like,
Yeah.
your family's saying, why not? Why don't I do this now? Why?
Yeah, I guess Tiger Woods turned down $1 billion to switch and go over there. That's how much money's floating around with this thing.
He's probably what he could probably get. Good to praise him. I'm just saying, like he could probably sort of get that through endorsement.
Oh, sure. Yeah, absolutely. And
Which I
also
don't
there's guaranteed money in this live thing. Like in the PGA, if you don't make the cut Thursday, Friday, so after Friday, if you don't make the cut, you don't get paid, and you don't play on Saturday, Sunday. And this one, even the loser gets some sort of $100,000 or something. I have no idea what they get, but it's something around there. Even the guy who comes in last gets some money. So right there, you don't even need to be good. Well, you need to be good, but I just have a little problem with it. It kind of reminds me of long time ago when all these other leagues would pop up. I remember the WHA with hockey, and they signed all the big stars to these incredible contracts, but then that league fizzled. Remember the original USFL, same thing with that. So the PGA is a pretty staid organization, right? So maybe it'll wake them up a little bit just to kind of reinvent just to get some more attention to it. However, I would say that this seems a little I got a little problem with the Saudis kind of bankrolling this, and then kind of turning their back on their human rights violations. I don't know. That's just me. I don't know if I can ignore all that.
Yeah.
When I'm watching a golf.
So what I was thinking as you're talking, I wonder who created it. It was maybe former, maybe were fired, or they just quit. Former employees of PGA that were like the assistant vice president or whatever. They said, "Hey, we got a plan. Let's pitch that to Saudi Arabia."
Yeah.
Who knows how this came about?
Yeah.
I don't think MBS is sitting there wondering, let's have a golf tournament,
Yeah. And then I'm just thinking, as you were talking, I'm thinking about, they could also do that with any sport. They could say, all right, we're going to have our world baseball deal, league.
Yeah.
And they could just, then they could go to Mike Trout or Ohtani and say, okay, join our league. We'll guarantee this money. So, it's once that cat is out of the bag, it could kind of happen, just because with things have just evolved so much in the last few years, transportation and all that stuff. What I mean by that is the money. I know people have been flying for a while. Don't get me wrong, Greg. I'm tuned in. I know people have been flying, but I'm saying it's nothing to bankroll your own private jet and fly your team from Dubai up to Dublin to play in some sort of world league that they create. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
they could,
yeah.
They could do that. I think they've done it with soccer already when it comes to stuff like that. But anyway, that's it. All right.
Well, thank you for the comments. I'd like to just make a comment on alopecia. Remember Jada Smith, Will Smith, and
Jada Pinkett Smith, yeah.
Jada Pinkett Smith, Will Smith, and Chris Rock, right?
Yeah.
Because remember that, and what has happened since I read in the paper,
You're
the
back up a
FDA
little bit.
the FDA has approved a drug. Can't even really pronounce a drug that regrows hair. When you like read more about it, then go to an article. FDA.
So they approved a drug that regrows hair
That
once you
regrows
lost
hair.
it.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So just take a look at, see where we're going. Is something how I think that was the first episode I talked about Will Smith, and so it's nice to as a follow up now. And I never heard of the illness before. Now
You know what? Let's take credit for this. Let's take credit. Since the inauguration of the 80-60 rule, they have now, the FDA has approved a hair growing deal
yes.
for alopecia, whatever. I'm not saying that we had a big role in it, but let's give credit where credit is due.
Our next task would be like pronounce it correctly.
Right. Which one? Alopecia or the other?
Yeah, alopecia. We don't have to say whatever. Alopecia or whatever.
Yeah. Well, you're talking to the wrong guy for that, because I'm going to mispronounce stuff regardless.
Another comment I'd like to make is electric vehicles, electric charging station. This is something how the government or people are like, their minds are thinking ahead, so way ahead, not like mine. And they're going to have electrical vehicle charging stations along the interstate every 50 miles. Every 50 miles, and no more than a mile away from a major highway.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Good.
To have electric vehicles at least by year 2030.
2030.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm seriously considering it.
Yeah.
I'm seriously considering it when because that's the only thing that really, like, back when I last bought a car was like, all right, charging stations, what's the situation? If this is proposed and it actually takes place, this, where it's kind of like mandated, where charging stations are going to be, strategically around, I definitely get an electric car. What about you?
Not that I'm against it, but I'm not ready to think. It's too much. It took me a long time to go from a flip phone. Okay.
I thought you were going to say horse and buggy to a car. That's what I thought.
Yeah. So it's not like it's like, I mean, then I gotta think I gotta put more in my brain, a little bit of time. I know it took me a long time for my wife, to think about direct deposit. I always wanted to see the check,
Yeah, right. And how are you on GPS? Like, if you're getting in a car, do you and you're going somewhere, do you put it in GPS, or do you kind of do you have to go like, all right, I know I go up to there and then I take a left and then I go? How are you with that? Do you trust
It's interesting you say that, because one time going to the city, I did it perfectly. And I tried to do it again this week. And I'm out of McDonald's by my house. And now I got a GPS how to get from my house to McDonald's, an hour and a half away.
What?
For GPS. I got to ask for help from my daughter.
No.
How do I do this? How do I get this out of here? Because I know how to get to McDonald's, an hour and a half away from that. So, let's, what, I'd like to comment about this if we may.
Okay.
This is, how are we doing on time?
Do you want to come back and talk about it? What is it?
We got this is about success, and we got the New York Times quiz to do.
All right, let's wrap this one up, because that's a
All
good.
right.
I want to talk about. I think it's like your hints on how to not burn out or whatever, right?
Right.
Yeah, let's wrap this one up, and then we'll come back the next time and talk about how do we not burn out, and then
anyone is not going to listen after this, just happy Father's Day to all of you.
Oh, very good. Happy Father's Day to all of you. To you, to me.
Thank you, and to you.
And in fact, we're running out of time. I would have liked to have wished happy Father's Day to Herschel Walker, but unfortunately, we don't have enough time to.
Oh,
All
boy.
right. So we'll wrap it up and then we'll talk next time about not burning out. All right. Thanks, everybody.
And the New York Times quiz.
The New York Times quiz. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Please subscribe. All right. We'd love it. And we'd also like it if you liked it, too. Like I said before, even if you don't like it, subscribe. Okay. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.